The bugs are hatching. The bugs are hatching. Do you guys know what that is? What we have here is dead flies all over my boat and all in the walleye's bellies. Well, I was out at the lake this morning and we got our first big giant fly hatch of the year, which when it's 75 degrees out, when you have water temps that start flickering with 60 degrees, and then you have like a couple of real calm days where it's really hot, you generally get that first big hatch of the year. Which means generally all of the fun stuff goes away. The big paddle tail swim baits, the big jerk baits, the big paddle tail suspending baits, all that big stuff, fun stuff we were fishing goes away. Only for a couple days though. Bye-bye jerk bait. Now we gotta pull out the fly hatch secret weapons. Oh, I haven't used this rod in forever. 7.6 Elliott, medium light. All right, that will do. About as small and light as I like to go. It's summer outside. 80 degrees. Insane how fast things are progressing this year. It is full on summer outside. Truck says 84. I'm not sure. It's probably pretty close, honestly. It is hot for the second week of May here, whatever the date is today. And went out this morning. It was pretty rough. I only had a couple of rods with me and none of them were the rods I wanted. Came home, ate lunch, and we're going back out. One thing I've learned about walleye fishing, or what I enjoy about my job, is I'd rather go film a bite when it's like difficult fishing, because it gives you something to talk about, right? It's not just like, oh look, we're catching the fish like crazy, right? So it's some kind of challenge, which honestly makes me a little bit more excited about it half the time, I feel like. As much as we all just like set the hook a million times in a day. Today could possibly be that, but we'll see. So we're at the lake. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, super bright, sunny, super hot day. We got the AC rolling in the truck already. And let's see if we can't make a few of these fish bite. At least showcase one of the styles of fishing I do when you get these big bug hatches and fish kind of turn off everything else. That is what bug mass looks like. All dead little bugs on the surface of the water. Let's see if we can't get it going on. Now, when you get these big bug hatches, especially the first couple of the year, it totally changes everything. Because all of a sudden you have this huge new food source in the system that hasn't been there since last year, right? You don't get these massive bug hatches in the middle of winter. And it repositions all the bait. It brings a lot of that bait way up high in the water column. You get all those bugs that on a day like this, all that dead carcass stuff, or if it's still coming up, will be relatively high in the water column, especially by the afternoon. And then all the bait comes way up high. And what you have is all these walleyes a lot of times start sucking up over top, getting real high, and feeding on real wispy stuff. Either the bug hatch or some of those minnow stuff. But there's so much concentrated bait in areas that it just totally changes how fish position in the water column, what they're willing to eat. Obviously, like a week ago, before we got these big hatches, there was way less of this. So it's basically just they're feeding on whatever minnow life's available, right? And now it repositions them, change them. There's an overload of food, and we'll see if I guess we can tempt a few of these suckers to bite. They follow the wind type of bite. All that, like you can see at the boat ramp there where all the bugs were coming in, the wind's pushing in, it's pushing all that biomass in a direction. All the little bluegills, all the little perch, little minnows are gonna fall around, pecking those things right off the surface or wherever they are on the water column, and the walleyes are gonna follow them. So a lot of times this is the time where I really, really wanna focus on being on spots that are wind blown. Where are you, fish? We're in the bait now. Solid weeds, solid bait, stuff all over. Oh, that's a nice fish, dude. Come on. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. On, right there. Fish number 1, baby. That's a really good fish, too. Is that a walleye even? It's gonna be a walleye. It's gonna be big, dude. Seen a couple marks. That was by far the biggest one yet. This could be a stud. Dude, for fish number 1. You see his attitude? So much fun on this long rod. 7.6, medium light. Oh my gosh. Are we just starting out with an absolute stud? It's definitely a walleye. Come on, baby. Where's my net? Let's put you in the net. Oh my goodness. Is that a beautiful sight or what right there? You know when I'm laughing like that, I'm having fun. Come here, bud. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Feed me a few more like that. Oh, just a perfect walleye to get it going, man. That is what we want. That's a long one right there. Beautiful fish to get the day going, dude. 27. That is what I'm talking about. Look at that fish. Let me get you guys a little bit better light here. Look at that fish, dude. That is how we want to get the day rolling right there. That is a stud. Look how pretty that thing is. We're gonna get him back real quick. 27 enter to start out. I don't know how many more of those I'd expect, but that one had the right attitude. Wow, dude, what a beauty. What a beauty, man. Oh. Let me show you guys what we're using, kind of how we're doing this today. Taking a 16th ounce and an 1/8 ounce Kalin's Pendu jig. Now this jig has the swiveling head on it. I hope they still make the 16th. If they don't, the 1/8 is gonna be the closest one, but super light, 16th ounce Pendu jig. Then I take a big old jumbo leech and I thread it on there almost just by the sucker like this, right? Now this looks all super shrunk up, but second I put this in the water here, you're gonna see this thing. See how long he is now? That is how I like it to be right there. And basically what we're doing is we're just going around, and this is one time of year when you have this situation with all these bug catches going on, where if you fish this on the bottom, you're gonna catch substantially less fish. The fish aren't feeding on stuff that's on the bottom when you have a bug catch, right? This is the time of year, or when you have this going on, everything's high in the column. So fishing a jig on the bottom is gonna be much less gooder. So generally what I'm trying to do, you need a long whippy rod to cast this, just because it's so light. That's why I fish with this longer rod, bigger sized reel, light line, long 8-pound fluoro leader on here. And I'm almost just reeling it, real slow. And all it looks like is just that natural, real floaty, wispy bug hatch that everything in the water column's feeding on, right? And that's exactly what this is. So we hope we can kind of piece together a few fish on this afternoon. That was one heck of a fish to start though. Come on, come on, come on. Dude, I really want this one. Oh, he got it right here. On, right there. That was a little backwards flip. Feeling like another nice one, dude. Wow. They're all over this. I should have filmed this morning when I was out. You guys see all these flies running around? Another nice one, not as big. Nice midday walleye right there. Fishing real clear water and getting these fish to go midday during a big bug hatch, not always easy, but this morning I came out throwing all my favorite stuff, which I've been filming and fishing the last couple weeks now. It just was not happening at all. And I only had 2 rods with me. One was a big bait casting rod, the other one was a jerk bait. Ran back home, swapped out to the proper gear. And it's crazy sometimes. One thing I love about walleye fishing that made me absolutely fall in love with this sport when I started doing it was, if you think about other kinds of fishing, let's talk about pan fishing for a second. How many different ways are there to catch a panfish? Well, there's like a jig, right? There's like a bare hook and a crawler. There's like a bobber, or you can cast the jig. Let's talk about musky fishing. How many different ways? Well, generally you're just throwing a big thing out there. You can straight reel it, you can yank it around, you can do whatever. With I don't know if there's a species of fish that has more different ways to target them in very similar situations than a walleye. I think we're gonna move spots, move around, cover a little water. Yes, there's fish here. Originally I thought there was a lot of fish here, but they're all just kind of bundled up on one spot. And sometimes you just, when they're real finicky, you put that bait on top of them a few times and they just kind of start getting a lot less bitey. So onward. Need a fresh leech. Oh, right here. On. Oh, that was a stack of them right there. Actually made several casts into those fish before I finally got one to go. I did the old speed up trick on that one. Nice walleye right there. It's fickle. They're tough to get to go. But that's why we're out here. Too easy to catch them when the fishing's good, right? Come here, bud. Come here, bud. I'm gonna grab you. I don't know what happened. I didn't use my net for like 3 or 4 days. Oh, well. Now I find myself hand landing all of them that aren't 27 inches apparently. Come here, bud. Nice walleye right there. That's the gold 16er. You can also use an 8th. Real tiny light jig. Gets tough in this wind to kind of feel everything that's going on when you're fishing ultralight jig and big time wind. But and tough to put it on them. One thing you see happen a lot is like, it's hard to go crossways to the wind because that light of a jig, it almost just wants to like swing it. Your bow in the line is gonna keep pulling the jig. So it's kind of like go with the wind or straight against the wind. All right, as we idle around spot to spot here. Walleye Now side of things. On Walleye Now this week, last week we gave away the Kalen's prize pack, big giant stack of lures. This week we're giving away full set of church tackle planer boards. Next week will be an Elliott rod, and the following week, the end of May, is a trip with Tom Boley to film YouTube content. So all you have to do to win any of those, be a premium member of Walleye Now, and we'll select one winner for those each week, obviously. Oh, right here. No, dude. Oh, you finicky. He got me good too. Andrew, how do you miss a fish that bites halfway down in the water column on a jig when you give him a couple seconds to bite it? Oh, right here, right here. Got him, dude, right out of that big school. Loving it. Kinda grimy, kinda greasy, but we're getting it done, dude. In the wind, too. Without this bug hatch, these fish should be so riled up right now. They love big south wind days where the warming trend. And obviously being 80 degrees today, these fish would be all over it, but when it's just, you're trying to catch them right after Thanksgiving dinner last night, right? There we go. Pretty little walleye right there. Catching some decent ones. Oh, angry, angry, angry. And I'm a stickler for my leech being on there how I like it. Once they get stretched out, which will sometimes happen after you catch a fish, no good. I don't like it. I like when those big jumbos get all like airplaned out on there. Let's kind of see if we can get it to look like that. I hate when they just get really elongated. So generally, just find the biggest leech you can find. Stick that bugger on there. I like to come in through the top first, or basically right in the front. And I'll kind of just thread it down that hook just a little ways and then bring it out the back. And they'll kind of want to ball up at first like this. Might be able to see it in the live well better here. But when it goes in the water here, it'll kind of really get all long and lanky, just like that right there. See how that looks there? That's how I like it to look. This morning when I came out, I wanted to film kind of this progression because we've seen it happen so fast. Where these fish were a week ago to where they are now, because they are absolutely on the move with this big giant temp change. I mean, you think about it, we had water temps, I was reading 46, 45 degrees a week ago on opening day in northern Wisconsin. Now I'm borderline 60 degrees. I've seen other lakes above 60 degrees. That's insane. That's like early spring temps straight to like early summer temps. So that's exploded, bug hatch has exploded, and we're starting to see these fish really start shifting around. So if that video is something you're interested in, it is on Walleye Now. It is available. Get on there, hit explore right there on the homepage, and get down there. It'll be under spring and early summer, and you guys will see that video right there. You might be thinking to yourself, isn't this just like slip bobbering? It's very close, but I've seen too many times that when they get like this, they need some kind of additional movement. Just making these fish do something, move a little bit. Let's go look for a big bite. Let's run through one more spot. Let's see if we can't find a big girl. Should say another big one. 27's a pretty damn respectable fish out here. Yeah, right here. On right away, dude, and it feels good. Oh, look at that thing. Wow, dude, that was immediately. That thing was so high in the water column. A stud, too. A stud. That thing, it was so high. I was like, I'm gonna set the hook and it's gonna jump. It's gonna be a bass. Look at that fish, dude. Where's my net? Where's my net? Let's put him in there. Oh. Come on, big girl. Come on, big girl. Oh, yes. That's the bug hatch effect right there. You'll get these big girls sitting down 3-4 feet, and how deep are we right now? We're in 17 feet of water. You see how fuzzed my screen is? That's all just that clutter everywhere in the water right now. Especially right at the mouth of a big muck bay, where probably this bug hatch is just pouring out of here. And it's way up high like that. Those fish are just up there sitting in it. Everything elevates. Midday, gin clear water, and big walleyes on light finesse jigs 4 feet down. And look at that little pendu jig hanging out of his mouth. Wow. Let's get a measure on her. 26 1/4. 26 1/4 going back. Oh, you big old war horse, you. I love you. Oh, yes. There she goes. Back down. That is success. Under a tough bite, man. I love it. I love it. One thing you're gonna want to do if you're making a lot of repetitive long casts with light jigs is retie your lead. Basically that little light jig, when you're trying to chuck it into wind, it's naturally gonna roll. Now, if you could fish a swivel, I probably would fish a swivel, but your lead just ends up wanting to twist up all the time after a while. So I'll just cut, retie. Fishing this real clear water, I want a long lead. So I basically want a rod length of lead. And I'll just reel in until my braid hits the eye, my knot hits the eye, cut my fluoro right there, tie my jig back on. Come on, you got it. That's big. That's big. Oh no, our thing wasn't recording. We came into the big fish zone and they're going, this is gonna be big. That was a giant mark, dude. This wind is insane. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. That was a stud mark, dude. I haven't even seen this thing yet. Look at this fish. Come on, baby. Oh my goodness, is it a stud? We came into the big fish home and they are showing out, dude. Wow. Wow. Come here. There she is, there she is. Come on, in the bag, in the bag, in the bag. Oh. I thought we'd scrounge out some good bites. I didn't know it'd end up being like this, where we'd clock like 3 real big fish like this. That is fun. This one's super nice. I honestly thought he was gonna be even longer. He looked absolutely huge on live. Come here, girl. Look how yellow that thing's belly is. That's why he felt extra big right there. He was hooked right in the corner of his mouth. Come on, you gotta get the line off you. No, no, no. Look how beautiful that fish is right there. Messed up dorsal. Big old ornery girl. Big bug hatch walleyes. What a fun little afternoon this was. Only been out for a couple hours, hit 3 spots, caught fish in all of them. Got a little bit grindy on the second half of spot 1 and a little bit on spot 2, but we're kind of dialing it in. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to cast more at fish that I see up high. And all of them on the smallest jig I carry, the 16th ounce Pendu. If you've never tried this jig before, I would give it a shot. Kind of unique. It's got a really good strong hook on it. I fish a ton of crawler on this in the summer. I'll fish some minnows on it, and obviously we're fishing leeches on it now, but this articulating hook on the back adds all that extra play in there. Obviously doesn't suffer from hook setting at all. Especially in 16th is what we're fishing now. The 8th and the quarter are gonna be 99% of what I'm gonna fish in this jig. I love those two sizes, 8th and quarter. The 16th may be a little bit extreme, but for ultra mega finessey fish, you can't go wrong. I don't even know what to say. That was out of control. That was all we could ask for. All right, we are back home. Caught them decent today. That was kind of surprising. I was figured I'd have to grind it out a little bit more to kind of make it all happen. But they actually cooperated with me a little bit there towards the end. It can be a world of difference sometimes, just having the right bait on and fishing it the right way. And I'm lucky I get to spend as much time as I do in a boat, attempting to figure out many of those little things. Still got many more to discover, but that's what I figured out a while ago for fishing these mayfly or these fly hatches, whatever kind of flies they are. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. Make sure you get over there to the Walleye Now side of things. Get in on the giveaway we got going on. Check out some of the awesome new content we going on. And I greatly appreciate you guys making my job possible. So I'm gonna cook some burgers, edit some video, do it all again tomorrow. So thank you guys for sticking around. Subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you guys on the next one.